I actually first worked with Modernica when I started the Haus Plant. I started out of a truck. So I'd go to different farmers markets selling house plants, and that sort of evolved into doing different events. Modernica asked me to be a part of Modernism Week. And here we are, 4 years later? We're in our showroom and planting again together. Hi, my name is Rob Moffitt, founder of the Haus Plant. We are a botanical design studio here in Los Angeles. We started early pandemic, about 2020, out of a truck, and it's evolved into today. We have a showroom over on 3rd Street in Los Angeles. We have a team of about 15. We have a few designers, and today we are going to be potting a couple pieces in these Modernica ceramics. Each piece is almost like a work of art or a composition. So today I chose the Bursera. We're gonna use some top dressing with some stone. One of my favorites is the Deuteraconia brevifolia. And then we're gonna use decorative rock to make it a little bit more of a composition. So let's get started. So typically the Bursera is a deciduous plant, meaning that it will drop its leaves in the winter. So this one has a bit of a small root system, which allows us to plant in some of these smaller containers. And that really gives sort of that dramatic appearance that I'm going for sometimes with these compositions. We like to use a very well draining soil. Typically it's a mix of perlite, pumice, sand, and like a coconut fiber. That'll allow for easy drainage, and so nothing stays wet, which will lead to root rot with some of these plants if you don't use the correct soil mixtures. So with this plant, like I said, I'm gonna do the Deuteraconia brevifolia. They like a dappled sun, like almost like a little bit of shade. And this Bursera, they really like a light, bright area. So I sort of envision this as probably a pair, probably with another matching planter and maybe a little bit different planting. As a group, we'll probably prop this one up on maybe a pedestal and have like the smaller one with just the brevifolia next to it. And I would imagine this goes in like an entryway to a home, so right outside, either flanking or side by side as like a small grouping. Here on 3rd Street is by appointment at the moment, because it's really our studio where we're building out pieces, meeting with clients. Sometimes our whole team is out on a big project, so this space is sort of our showroom that allows people to come in and see finished pieces, talk about their projects and how we can help them design their home. So we'll do, in-home consults for clients where we'll go out to your home or your property, get an idea of what your aesthetic is, what you're trying to do, and then we'll put together different proposals showing past work that we've done, and then sourcing to figure out how we can complete your project. A lot of the plants that we like to work with are unique and a little bit different, sometimes rare and exotic. Oftentimes they are older, have a lot of age, history. So with that comes a lot of knowledge to care for these plants. So me and my team are constantly learning how to better care for these plants. We have a whole maintenance program that will come into your home, maintain your plants, do pest treatment, fertilizing, pruning, and just continue to make sure that your plants thrive in your space. We mostly service Greater Los Angeles. We'll do projects out of state as well. We've done a couple projects down in Miami and also in New York. It's fun to figure out the logistics of working out of state with plants. So we'll have to do shipping with climate controlled vehicles, figure out logistics, and gives us an opportunity to get outside of our comfort zone of working here in Southern California. I'm really drawn to shape and form. This Bursera oftentimes just looks like a messy bush. We had trimmed it up a little bit in the fall. You can see there's some marks on it where we had cut bigger branches, and we'll continue as this leafs out in the spring. We'll probably continue to cut this back and prune it over time to keep that sort of architectural feel, so it really feels like a statement. 4 years ago is when I started the Haus Plant out of the truck that we were talking about. And now we have a total of 3 designers plus myself that are doing the consults, the design, building, sourcing, all the different things within the business. We're adding a show and social kitchen where we're going to have events, chef dinners, and experiences. We have a photography studio going in so we can shoot a lot of our own content. We have a big 2-story art gallery with a recording studio. So we're going to be able to record podcasts. Musicians will be able to come in, do live music and different events. The Haus Plant is expanding this year into more of a creative compound. We have a kiln where we're going to have sort of an artist in residency program where ceramicists can work here in the showroom building pieces for us on commission, and then also building work for themselves, so we can have a rotating list of ceramic artists that will be working with us. So for the final layer, I like to spray it down, kind of clean up the planter, hose down some of the soil to make it nice and flat. And I always love to do a top dressing on plantings. Gives it like a cleaner look and allows the plant to really shine as well as the container, so you're not, distracted by some of the roots or, the different soil. It gives it sort of a even layer up top. So for a piece like this, I like to just build this out sort of like with my own ideas of where it belongs. Sometimes I am working with a client specifically who has an idea of what they're looking for, and I can give suggestions, or they'll look at our past work to let me know what they like. This one I see as like a grouping or a cluster with maybe like a lower mounding brevifolia. A covered patio I think would be really nice, and like a little sitting area. This is low enough where you could put it next to a chair and it's not going to overpower the space. These like a bright light. The brevifolia can burn in full sun, so we would like this to be, under a tree or getting dappled. Morning sun is great for these. They absorb water through their rosettes or their leaflets and also their root system. I like to water these about once a week in the summer when it's a little bit warmer, and then every 2 to 3 weeks in the late fall and winter. And then for the top dressing, today I'm just using like a granite, like a fine stone. I think this has a very neutral color, and it will give us a nice clean look to give us the feel of a very finished piece. I was also a nurse for about 12 years. So caring for people and patients is sort of translated for me. Plants can be really therapeutic, giving yourself that moment of pause from your phone and everything going on to really caring for a plant that you take into your home, especially when viewed through the lens of design, which I really love. Especially in a city like Los Angeles or any other metropolitan area, I think getting out into nature can be difficult for a lot of people. So having a little mini garden or a piece of nature in your home that you care for, I think is really important for all of us. Thank you, Modernica, for coming. You can visit the Haus Plant showroom Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. We are just a couple blocks down from Modernica on Beverly. We're on 3rd Street in Fuller, and we'd love for you to visit.